Good morning, everyone. My name is Michael Perez, and this is my poem, Capstone. I'll jump right into it. TJ. I'll jump into the physical aspect first. I did sports in high school: tennis, track and field, and cross country. Men's sana, corpore sana, which is Latin for sound mind and sound body, because I believe that the physical development is as important in high school as your mental development, because it can definitely help in the studies that you have, and keeping active can help you stay on top of things and everything. I'll start with tennis. That picture kind of sums up my tennis experience. I did it in freshman year because my friends were doing it, and it was pretty fun. I was lost for the most part, but it was a good experience, definitely. Track and field was definitely like my favorite sport in high school, though. I started out in sophomore year doing distance because my friends were doing it again, and it was a really fun experience. It let me do cross country, which is what I'll talk about next, but learning how to do a mile in the 800 was really impactful for me because I didn't really think I had stamina going into high school. I never really did sports in middle school. I just kind of focused on video games and like school and stuff, but once I got into track and field, it was really fun, and it was a really good experience for me because it made me realize that I could be athletic and that I do have a physical ability. In my junior year, I did distance as well, and that was okay. But in senior year, I decided, I want to change. I wanted to beat my grandpa's record in long jump of 16 feet, and that wasn't possible in distance because he didn't really have time to go and do field events. So I had to make a change from distance to sprinting, and I think that was a really rewarding thing that I did because it allowed me a lot more time to do stuff like long jump and pole vault. There's a picture of my coach teaching me some pole vault techniques as I was going to be. It was really fun, and I ended up beating my grandpa's record by 2 feet. I PR'd at 18 feet for long jump, and that was something I was really proud of, and I'm glad I was able to brag to my grandpa later that day about. And it was a really cool experience. And I also did cross country too in my junior year, and cross country was fantastically painful, spectacularly difficult. Are two phrases I came up with because running 3.1 miles for every meet was an experience, but it was really cool because going through that with a bunch of people that really makes you a lot of friends and brings you close to people who kind of share your pain and you can always talk to. And I made a second family through cross country, which was really cool to me, and I became a lot more fit obviously because running 3.1 miles every meet makes you fit. Intellectual, I took 13 APs in my poem career. The scores aren't really that important, but I want to focus on 2, AP European History and AP Latin, and then talk about mock trial right afterwards, because mock trial was a huge part of intellectual as well. AP European History, I took it with Mr. Corner my sophomore year, and it was a weird experience. It was both kind of fun and kind of stressful too, because the whole year I didn't feel like we were learning much history. We were kind of learning how to write. It felt more like an English class than anything. But one thing that really helped me through that class was the study sessions that I had with my friends who were also taking AP Euro. There were 6 of us, and we're in that picture. Every Saturday, 1 month leading up to the test, we'd meet at my house and discuss the 4 units that we needed to go over of content in AP Euro. And it was really cool. And I learned the value of collaboration through that. It was really cool. And the morning of the test, I composed a list of all the art periods in AP Euro, and it turned out that was really helpful because I got a 5 in AP Euro. I don't know how, but it taught me to trust the process and trust my teachers, because even though I felt like we weren't really learning anything, the skills that Mr. Corner taught me, like how to write and how to analyze effectively and think critically, they ended up helping me a lot more on the test, and I think mindlessly memorizing a bunch of content, which was really cool and really taught me a lot about study habits and scholarship. AP Latin, I think I was the first person in poem itself to get a 5. That's what Mr. Stare tells me, but it was a really rewarding experience because AP Latin really taught me. I mean, EC Latin pop up all the time today for some reason, especially in the medical field, and just learning how to translate and learning about the old works of art like Peony and Caesar de Bello Gallico was one of the most fun things, I think, and one of the most rewarding things. Even though it was a bunch of translations and a lot of grinding, it was definitely helpful. Definitely contributed to my overall learning. Mock trial, 3 years of being a court clerk, sophomore year, junior year, senior year. But the thing about being a court clerk is it gets you a really good bird's eye view of the court, and through that I learned a lot of law and how to speak effectively as an attorney and how to communicate effectively with the judge. And it was a really cool experience, mock trial, and of course it taught me a lot of public speaking skills, mock trial. And yeah, it was definitely a significant part of my high school experience. Spiritual moral, I mean really everything at Palma contributed to my spiritual moral development, especially going to church, to lecture in the morning and do a bunch of community service like serving at Pajaro and giving out food and gifts, and teaching elementary kids, helping elementary kids with their homework. But I'm going to focus on 2, Soledad Prison and Mission Mexico. And Soledad Prison was a really unique experience. I can't stress how amazing it was because I made friends with people who were shunned by society, the most outcasted people. I made really good friends with them and really got to learn them as people and not as prisoners. It was one of the most gratifying experiences I've had at Palma. And a lot of them actually looked up to me. This is a poem I wrote that was read at prison, and I got showered in compliments for it once I got back. And then this is a letter that one of the prisoners actually wrote for me. I'm going to read just a quick excerpt. May you break away from the norm in order to find out who you are. And I think I kept this letter and it's on my wall. And it's really inspiring to me. And I still can't believe that someone from serving a life sentence at a prison could write that for me. And it's just a really significant thing for me to be inspired by. Mission Mexico, I'll focus on 2 things. First, of course, it gives me new gratitude for life. Going to Mexico and seeing the poorest of the poor, and then being able to make a huge difference in their lives by building them a new house and giving them a new, fresh beginning entirely. It made me so grateful and gave me the perspective on what I could do to help other people. It made me more grateful for the life I had in America and more appreciative of my life in general. That's a little girl named Alondra in the very bottom right. She was born with a defect in her head that makes her partially blind and gives her a deformation. But I was able to play with her, and we gave her a new Jeep, a new toy Jeep at the bottom right, and seeing her run up to it, like super happy and super smiling and laughing, that was one of the most, I'll never forget how I felt that day, just seeing her so happy. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience. And I think it was so impactful me that I actually modeled the dome in computer-assisted design, which is really cool. But definitely the brotherhood and the friendships I made were a huge part of Mission Mexico as well. And those are some people I made friends with, Mr. Beasley, Jake, who's back there. The social aspect, of course, I had to rely on my friend. It's good to have friends who you can fall back on and rely on. That's us at one of our Euro study sessions. That's my core group of friends right there. We were all pretty smart, so we naturally found each other. But overall, I think the more activities that I did, the more friends I found, and I think that's a positive correlation. I made friends with some sophomores on the Disneyland trip. I made a lot of friends in cross country. That's me and my friend Juliana in Mission Mexico. There's some of my friends in robotics, and some of my friends in the grad trip too. And then some of my friends in some Palma camp. The more people I met, the more accepted I felt, which was a really great experience for me at Palma. This is my job shadow. I shadowed at Natividad Hospital in the neonatal intensive care unit. And I think the most significant takeaway was the application of classroom material. Like, I learned about partial pressures in chemistry, in AP chemistry, like, when are we ever going to use this? But I ended up applying it to partial pressure in the blood of oxygen and carbon dioxide and all that stuff. And it was really cool just seeing how the classroom material could be applied to a major that I'm interested in, because I want to go into nursing, which is cool. Kyle's dad, I shouted Mr. Espinas. He's a nurse there, and he's really funny. It was a really good experience. And this picture of me and my mom, and my mom is definitely the person who drove me to do all this stuff at Palma, and without her I wouldn't be where I am today, and I wouldn't have gone through all these experiences, which is really cool. To sum it up, Palma has really made me into who I am today. It's given me a bunch of values that I hold fondly, and it's made me into the character. It's given me the character that I have today. It's made me into the person I am today, which is someone I'm really proud to be.